Good day and welcome to IBTC Family TV. The program now Hope Alive. Yes, hope day and a plenty hope day. When I know say na tomorrow na in hold the day we be say our lawyers and all the article lawyers them go join forces to the Supreme Court. Now tomorrow na in be the time we be say once it pass tomorrow, it no go pass next tomorrow. So that's why we dey look at say time. They very important, and our lawyers, as yesterday passed will be Sunday, every church will be say e dey for Nigeria, and every mosque will be say e dey for Nigeria. Every one of them join hands together, say make them say prayers, make it for reach God, make it for touch our lawyers as then they pen down the rogue judgment where we get from the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. Make our appeal for they very successful. Yes, we know say go they successful, but we also need to pray across board. We don't want wherever on a day, I say on a good morning, afternoon, and evening, depending on a time zone. As I welcome on for the program Hope Alive, I want tell on say the things where we want talk about. Make on recall say I make mention of Tinubu where he supposed dey New York now will be US. Our people were there for diaspora. He get waiting we been they discuss. I say make them show love. Some people they ask the question say why they talk say make them for show love. But now waiting you want make I talk I they talk this thing make everybody where they all over the world make them for hear them. And the kind language where they hear, you know say as we they speak pidgin for here, if we talk love na English word na it be. If we talk the other one they feel no understand. But I they talk say as in there for that side make on go show am love, and the kind love when I want make on show am now the kind love where they depict or where they show say yes that INEC chairman wetin he do that very time say he no good, and the mandate where he carry say we no agree with the mandate say no be him own. Now the love when I talk say make them show am. Other things so be say we go bring for inside this show, we go bring where in chief of staff. Now, whether on a one level I'm a criminal in don't be because of say the money we in steal from in clients from US since before in come wrong come out for Niger, that one we won't carry and come out again because say they don't even terminate in legal license to even practice for US. That one there for one side. And the other thing we be say if they go around now they trend like say na one kind big deal, but we forget say na the cabinet where Tinubu constitute, na them they bring all those things together, and that waiting be that one. Now that very sexual harassment, intimidation, and the pandemic. Now I want name and myself because no be only Ebola and the other things be pandemic. We get waiting what they call sexual pandemic and vindictive the language. Anyway, no be only me go talk all these things. I get for studio, I get Angel here, I get Princess, and I get Esther. And for Zoom, I get our Maxwell where we say Ingo analyze most of the things where we say we will talk today. But make we start from the studio.
Good day, my well-meaning Nigerians, my lovely and intelligent, obedient worldwide. Welcome, tell your neighbor, say hope day. Yes, there is hope. When I don't hear say NLC won't start their strike again, we don't know how it won't do. Because since where they increase fuel, commerce subsidy, we no hear them again. I don't know if they sleep, wake up, they go do anyhow. Because say they won't start strike again. I don't understand. But we dey look them with our two eyes open. Welcome on board. Let's discuss. Happy New Week, my lovely people.
Yes, so Happy New Week, wonderful, obedient. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Wherever you are, depending on your time and your location. My people, we have witnessed a decay in our society. The people that are supposed to be our moral compass are the people that are promoting and endorsing aggression, intimidation, and abuse. But however, we shall never give up in this fight for a new Nigeria. No retreat, no surrender. Come on board, let's discuss.
Good day, my well-meaning Nigerians and fellow obedient worldwide. The D-Day for the Supreme Court to give their judgment is drawing nearer. We are all anticipating and looking forward to it, to know if they will right the wrong that the PEPT tribunal has already done. But we have come thus far, so we cannot relent now as we keep our hope alive. So welcome back to Hope Alive.
Yes, as Princess don't take Telona, say we go talk this very something, and Angel talk say make we discuss. That very discussion go start immediately, and we go make we even start from the one where we say Tinubu Day for UK. Angel, I say UK, US now. As I then talk say now, in there for that very place. Our diaspora people will be say they there.
They should welcome him.
Abi?
Yes, they should welcome him. Tell and say welcome. How far with INEC chairman? Why he never sack him? Waiting there happen. Yes, make the ask and small.
At least they get the opportunity to do interview.
To see am one-on-one.
Abi no be so, Esther.
Yes, now so even all these things where they come out, you know, say get latest or maybe say for in NYSC discharge certificate where you see when they see Bola Adekunle Tinubu, where all the other ones, so all before now, wetin we dey see na Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So make they even ask am question, say why this name can't appear.
Okay, I think waiting you they talk as then they see am there now. Then fit ask am, do am interview, ask am some question.
Exactly.
Whether na him be the Tinubu Bola Adekunle, I be na him be Bola A Tinubu. You understand?
Exactly.
Because the people will be say them be the PEPT, will be the judgment. They no ask those questions.
Yes.
But as they see am there as a part of welcome, then fit ask am the question. No be what you mean.
Yes,
Yes, I think you did very correct. So our people will be say on a day for diaspora, well on a day for US, whether not for New York, then they do the World Kiniko Congress. Wherever thing name where they call them, make on a go welcome them and make on a for do, make on a for show them love, make on a ask some questions. Now for na court that one day now, make on a no be say we where we dey Niger, we dey talk our own and we dey show our own. With that very one, make we waka pass, make we enter another discussion where we say e no good make somebody here. But with that one, I'll go for Maxwell where they follow us for Zoom. This one will be say now they don't terminate the license of Femi Gbaja. I be make I no be say I know they call the name well low because that name long, so I go call him Femi Gbaja's license to practice for US. Whether that very termination where they talk now, whether that thing now it means say in commit wetin then they call them that e get one section for constitution where talk say if you commit something where be say e no good, say you no go even contest for president because person will be chief of staff. Next thing we go here now be say Tinubu won't give Abia in one contest for president of Nigeria. So my question now be say now we be say they don't confirm say in steal money, though in don't refund the money back and so on. Whether that particular part of the constitution, hey, that one where they talk of dishonesty, yes, that particular one where this rogue judgment people, Haruna Samani and people no deal with, that one, make you tell us, make people want to know whether this crime and this termination of his this thing, whether na crime will be say he be, and also whether na that part of the constitution, that thing where constitution talk, na that place also affect them.
Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon, Mr. Kanu. Good afternoon, Angel. Good afternoon, everybody waiting for studio. Everybody waiting listening to me also. Good afternoon to you. The question where you ask me, before I go even come direct to answer the question. Now, you don't get something where you be say you don't become normal trend for Nigeria. Where we say we go see people, they go abroad and they go commit crime. It is very unfortunate say we get many of our Nigerians with the for wanted list for FBI abroad and many other countries for where Nigerians they wanted for one crime or the other. And many times they don't always accuse Nigerian youths, sake of saying na them they go abroad, go tarnish the name of Nigeria. And then the problem be say when they like this, they accuse Nigerian youths of spoiling the name of Nigerians. They fail to see say it gets several people who don't go ahead when they for government to spoil the name of Nigerians. I go give you plenty instances. The person of the former governor of Delta State, James Ibori, we get Alamesia, we get plenty other people who be say they don't go abroad. We even see the recent one will be the former Deputy Senate President Madu, where they don't arrest. This thing is a trend. And you see, say all of them they come back. Even this one will be governor of Ondo State or so, Dakpo Abiodun, and some of them, they all have criminal records abroad, and that is a problem. Now, when you look at it carefully, for somebody of the stature of Gbaja Mila to find himself in such incidents of eating the money that he was given to do something for I don't know anything to call this one, where be say he don't make say they don't rule say he no fit practice law again for abroad, for America. Let me say waiting be the effect of this particular ruling. Remember, say this particular thing na unanimous judgment of the Supreme Court of Georgia. Now approve this suspension. You dey hear me? And you see, say they carry this matter go court. One of the problems we don't get for this current tribunal be say person of Tinubu, even Justice Samani tell us say no be Tinubu commit fraud, or say no be Tinubu matter they carry go court, say na in bank account na in they carry go court. Now they come they ask say, and remember say this they been done suspend them for 2007 for this particular fraud, where be say in steal $25,000 from in client. About main Nigerians they hear and clearly say Gbaja Mila will be on chief of staff for 2007. They been done sentence and say they don't suspend them to practice for 36 months for Georgia, for America, sake of say is still in clients' money will be $25,000. And not be just this one, and then this recent one will be say they don't finally dismiss them. So, what's in be the law? The law under section 137, subsection 1, paragraph D, states that no person who has been sentenced or who has been fined for any offense in relation to fraud or the breach of the code of conduct, or by which other name so called, will be allowed to hold the seat of presidency. So the thing be say, was he sentenced? You know, so now the argument where they carry, they go for court. Was he sentenced? Was he fined? You understand? So if you remember for the 2007 own, now he accepts in crime and he paid back the $25,000 and several other crimes where be say this man be don't commit. And the problem is after committing these crimes, he still continue to they commit crime, even do matter where relate, they still catch him for matter where relate to bribery and many other allegations where they don't put for his head. So as he stands now like this, by this ruling, you know, say the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal refused to look into the substance of the case. You know, say they've been raised objections, say this particular judgment, they bring them for social place, they bring them for social place. But when you look clearly at the provisions of section 137 sub 1 paragraph D of the Constitution, it envisages that such sentence, such fine, or whatever may be, must may be by any court or any tribunal, irrespective of that the tribunal is in America, that it is in Nigeria. This is my interpretation of that particular provision of the law. And by law, Gbaja Mila is stopped from ever contesting for Senate, for House of Reps, for governor, for State House of Assembly, and for the seat of presidency. by virtue of this recent, actions, what would they see like this now? So now be the thing. As far as say that sentence come from a court, it suffices.
I think that's why for the House of Rep when they now waka come out from there, now come begin the run, go take the appointment as the chief of staff. But anyway, as Angel take talk saying criminal cabinet, now there, all of them say they don't brand them as criminals.
As now the thing be say, say if the head no good, the body no go good. Because if the head good, the body go good. Because as our PO done the talk say, if the head is not corrupt, the father is not corrupt, the wife and the children will not be corrupt. But this one, the head they don't corrupt already. So everybody way there around them must get command one way or the other.
All of them joined before myself. Then they do all those things in the past. They don't take.
Because if to say as a person where they practice law, engage shame, if for no common something where your client put for you, that thing not trust. Because if your client no trust you, he no go give you that money.
Yeah, Angel, but it be like say Princess get another aspect when they talk say na tap, then tap the money, and tap the money run to Nigeria. Say no be saying
no, na still the still no be tap.
Yes, and it is even funny how unaccountable and irresponsible these people are. That somebody, just like Angel said, they entrust this amount of money to you, and you just decided that okay, it is now my own because it's my account. You just tapped it. And
the person gets to leadership position for Nigeria in the pain now.
For years, not even months, for years.
For very long. And it's not now that his crime started. He has been starting this since 2006 up to this time that they now have to now,
So all of them will be said and there for that kind they be like saying 99% criminals.
Yes. In power now. Not criminal. When criminals they for power, now so they be. But my happiness be say now we are the rule of law. And you say if not for Nigeria, if they for the justice for say or
they foreclose them,
forgive them.
Nobody go
here.
They
go say, make we just forgive them. But
they will say that it is not in his. It is not him that transferred to his account. It's his account that took the money.
Exactly.
Okay. Make we hold that one. We'll come back to that very particular thing. Make we know how this very Gbaja go still fair. We be say. That particular law where they for constitution where talk say if you don't do something where be say they in line say by whatever name where they call and say go participate for whether president or the other sections where consign them. But make we did the watch. Maxwell, make I come back to you as we do this race to Supreme Court now. Most obedient and well-meaning Nigerians, the preparation and how far we don't go with our legal team. Then they ask me these questions, and then the same messages say whether we don't file our waiting in the column that notice of appeal, whether we don't carry the things, all those bad things where these people talk for judgment, whether we don't arrange them, go there. And waiting be those things where we say we carry go there. Make you help me tell them say, we get tomorrow, we get next tomorrow. Say, we go hear from our lawyers. But make we hear from you how you think them.
Well, I can guarantee tomorrow. Application the last day for which the parties are to file their notice of appeal and other things that are to come with it. Several documents that will be filed alongside the notice of appeal and the grounds for which they are appealing, the judgment, and all of that. Now, as for the progress, the level at which they are with this appeal at the Supreme Court, as it stands currently, the information available to me is that the lawyers of Peter Obi and the Labour Party have already done a lot of job to see that they finalize the documents. So whether they even like it or not, the documents will be filed at least by tomorrow. So it is expected that by this evening or by tomorrow the documents will be available. But they've been working to see that they get these documents, filed and sent, to the courts for the sake of this appeal which they have at the Supreme Court. So it becomes very necessary for them to make sure that the documents are filed. But as for people who are asking, all the necessary jobs have been done on it. All the lawyers have been working since the day of the judgment. That is why they were very concerned about the availability of the judgment and all of that. So that was what it is currently. I spoke to one of the lawyers today, and he assured me that at least by tomorrow morning or by today evening that they will file. So we are hopeful. We are still waiting for the document. But irrespective of the silence that you may have been saying, say people know they to talk about the matter and all of that, it no means say the lawyers know they do their job. Say now the lawyers now they pay the money. No be me they pay the money. So of course they've been working behind the scene to see that the appeal process begins.
Okay, thank you. It's very good to hear that by tomorrow we should be expecting what we have in front of this court because that's in our hand now. And as I talked earlier, say with the pray, the people will be say they go church yesterday, every Christian, then pray, make we for succeed, fight this thing on time. Because we hear when Justice Haruna they talk sacrosanct, whatever that one mean, it be like say, it means say we go meet up on time. So that in sacrosanct where they talk about the deadline, God go help us, we go achieve them. People will be say they go their mosques, even right from Friday, Jumaya Mosque. I know say most well-meaning Nigerians will be Muslims say they pray make we for meet up so that we go make a Supreme Court for decide this rogue judgment where come out from Haruna Samani and in cohorts. Then before I come back to studio, Maxwell, I talked before say make our people wait there for diaspora, especially people wait there for New York, may they show some love to Tinubu as in there. Made them for ask some certain questions. Chicago State University certificate saga there where they go ask them the question. Big media is there for that side where we say they go ask some question because when in come up, not be only about implementation of federal government refineries in Nigeria and all those grammar where they want talk and diplomacy. Well-meaning Nigerians and obedience where they there, made them show them love by asking them the question whether Naim be Bola A Tinubu abi Naim be Bola Adekunle Tinubu, and plenty other names where we say they come out and other things where we say as in they there. Because when they fire some of these questions, come meet me from diaspora, I go there. Even message them because of the cost of the call, say then they do international call. But as they see I'm there now, they fit sit and there and do one kind interview where go be say it go show love to them say Naim then don't select say don't sit down for here, make him for answer us. What do you think as in the there whether our diaspora people suppose go make time ask some question and also show them love, whether in form of protest, all those ones all join.
Okay, for a person like Bola Tinubu, I know. Well, the truth is, everybody should be accountable. Every person who holds public office should definitely be accountable. And it is unfortunate that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I don't know whether na Bola Adekunle Tinubu or Bola A Tinubu. I don't even know which one, or na Bola A2V. I don't know which name he goes by anymore. The thing there is everybody who holds political office is supposed to be accountable. It's unfortunate that the person of Bola Tinubu have refused to be accountable to several questions that still beg political, scene or in the governance of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's unfortunate that after several years, even after being selected to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria by INEC and its leadership, that Bola Tinubu have not been able to come forward to clarify issues regarding his age, regarding his gender, regarding his primary school academic records, regarding his secondary school academic records, regarding his tertiary institution, Chicago State University, regarding his National Youth Service, a lot of things that are very sketchy and, inconclusive about this man. He has never come forward. So I believe that maybe the way they talk the thing, be like say you they talk am in a very light note. But I would say their votes no count the 2023 presidential elections, and those who feel that their mandates were stolen, they have every right. They are entitled to protest against him, even when he's in the New York. And I recommend it. I don't mind, even though he's the president or he was announced as the president. They need to come out and air their grievance against him. So if they won't come out, make them come boo him, make them boo. If they won't come out, make them come express their displeasure. Let them express it. They call them love, but the truth is, Bola Tinubu has never been concerned about the welfare of Nigerians. He's not been concerned about the safety of Nigerians and their properties. We can see this through several actions and decisions which he has taken in time past. The over 70 billion naira that was sent to the National Assembly. We also saw the about 30 to 35 billion naira that was sent to the judiciary. We've seen several monies that were spent on cars and luxuries and the likes. We see how many people follow Bola Tinubu on his fleet as escorts. So he has not been a person who is conscious about governance or conscious about the people whom he's leading. So they should express their grievance. And of course, for me, I did not vote for Bola Tinubu. I know who I voted for. And I know who the majority of Nigerian youths voted for. And except we are giving the person we voted for, we cannot accept, a person who we feel and who we rightly think does not have a legitimate route to the seat of presidency of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So it is legitimate. That's all I can say.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that very one. And he gets something where besides see me, I don't know whether you see whether a priest the man be, but you get how the man gets one analogy when he for Abuja 25%. Say Abuja no be special state, and you get the way you take analyze the thing. I want make I see your own perspective for that very video, whether you don't see him, but make I for sure maybe you go see him from that very thing. You go see how you take ask. You get questions when you ask for insight. Say if no be Abuja no be special entity be say make I know using mouth chopper onions. Make we see that very video and make your comment for that. Then make we another go.
The difference between philosophy and sophistry is that the philosopher allows premises to guide him to the conclusion or to the truth. So for a philosopher to make an argument, it will be something like this. 1 + 1 = 2. Therefore, 2 - 1 = 1 necessarily. But the sophist chooses his own conclusion before an argument begins, and then forces and imposes fallacious arguments, misleading arguments to support that conclusion that is a priori erroneous. So for a sophist to make an argument, it will be something like this. He first starts by putting his conclusion. The answer is 10. Therefore, 1 + 1 cannot be 2, because placing them at either side of each other is 11. Then 11 - 1 is 10. He walks away. The philosopher immediately sees the loophole and the contradiction in his argument, and then would tell him, if you do your addition by placing 1 or the ones at either side of each other to get an 11, therefore you also have to do your subtraction by misplacing a 1 from the side of the other to still get your 1. A concrete example to this would be, for instance, when they said that FCT cannot be given any special treatment, instead that it must be counted and treated as one of the states. The truthful philosopher immediately would ask, if FCT will not be given any special treatment, therefore, all the special privileges it's been enjoying a priori should all be removed. Privileges like having all the headquarters in her. So one may then say, let education headquarters be in Anambra, headquarters for agriculture in Kanu, headquarters for petroleum in Delta, and so on and so forth. And then another may even say that the president doesn't have to stay the 4 years of the tenure in Abuja, that it should be shared. 3 months in Abuja, 3 months in Anambra, 3 months in Imo, 3 months in Delta. Do you see how stupid we've become? The philosopher tries to arrive at the truth. The sophist tries to obscure it. The philosopher tries to arrive at justice. The sophist is only interested in winning an argument. It is very shameful and painful that the 5 judges that judged the mayhem of an election we had in Nigeria allowed sophistry to play them and allowed themselves to play sophistry. They had already pre-chosen their conclusion long before the judgment started. And we are simply making an effort to find fallacious arguments to support their fallacious pre-chosen conclusion.
So as we take here the priest high intake talk, he say if Abuja no days special, say even the president will be say they stay there, but they spend some time for one state and you go another state as the seat of power. Even give analogy where we say then go carry all the parastatals and agencies and departments of government. They will carry and go for different states. That is their headquarters. Instead of saying Abuja, those things go there. Just trying to make a very good example of 1 + 1 that the judgment positioned as 11 instead of 2. Maxwell.
Everybody have found a very meaningful way to one the issues in that arrive from as a result of the judgment of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. The truth is that this is just one of the issues that still begs, and till today we will continue to see several. This is not the first argument. There have been several mathematical interpretations of the FCT. There have been several historical views where people through the historical story and its presence in the FCT, special entity by law. Conclusion, calculations by historical analysis and several views that you may want to see. Like it is only a person who is only targeted at mischief that would look at the Federal Capital Territory and say that about it. In fact, I beg to say that it is only a person who is in it that will look at the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and say there is nothing special about it. We are talking about the capital of Nigeria. It's the capital of Nigeria. Anybody who comes into Nigeria needs to see the president, needs to be in the Federal Capital Territory. It is the seat of power. That alone is as sound as an argument. It is a place that houses all headquarters of federal government institutions, government agencies, federal government parastatals, commissions, name them. They are all housed in the Federal Republic, in the Federal Capital Territory. Even banks, institutions that are not even owned by government. They have their headquarters here because there is the specialty that comes with the fact that this territory is the federal capital. It is the capital city. Therefore, that specialty must be recognized. It has to be. And apart from these particular views that may be philosophical in nature and may be argumentative and whatever you want to see, I always like to base my arguments on the provisions of the law, on the provisions of the Constitution. Be you, however, so high, the law is above you, no matter how high you think you are. So any interpretation that is not in tandem with the law is simply a miscarriage of justice. What does the law say? That a person needs to get a particular percentage of votes in two-thirds of a particular number of states and another territory, which is the federal capital territory. And there is an interpretation that is saying that that place is inclusive, that you don't need to get it. These are not sound arguments. These are arguments that are based on misdirection of the law. So no matter the angle the argument is coming from, it favors the fact that the FCT remains special. I always talk about what the law is and what the law ought to be. In the jurisprudence of law, there is what is known as what the law ought to be. But the reality that must be upheld by the courts is what the law actually is, except what the law is not in tandem with the principles of justice. Before you can now look into formulating principles that will give you what the law ought to be. So the question is not whether Abuja ought not to be special. The question now is what is provided in the Constitution. And remember that the Constitution is sacred. The provisions of the Constitution are sacrosanct. That is why Section 1 of that Constitution states that under subsection 3, that no other law, no other bylaw, no other body of rules can contradict the provisions of the Constitution. That particular rule, that particular regulation, that particular law shall, to the extent of its inconsistency, remain void. Nothing can be done about it. It will be kept in abeyance. It will never be operative. So, where a provision of the Constitution stands, it beats the court would look for ways to actually, technicalize the interpretation of the requirement of having it in the federal capital territory. It is sacrosanct. It is necessary by all marks, by all interpretation, by all laws consider it, because Section 299 has nothing to do with it. Section 299 also tells you how special it is. Yes, that is what it does. Because when you look at Section 299, you would understand that although Abuja is not even a state, Abuja is not a state, but because of how special it is, it still have to enjoy executive power, enjoy judicial power, and enjoy legislative power as if it is a state, even though it is not a state. There is no other state, no state within the Federal Republic of Nigeria that you see area councils. There is none. Absolutely none. After having local government chairman or after having an area council chairman, we still have the provision of councillors. We still have the provision of councillors, districts, and all of these things. Abuja is special. So it doesn't matter how they try to change the narrative, look at the law. Of course, you may think that my view is, but it remains the fact that it is the law. It is the law.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. We know, and most Nigerians, they know they say Abuja Day special. If you know they special, why the whole cabinet people they there? The whole House of Rep, then they get their house for there. The whole senators, then build their house for there. The justices for Supreme Court, all the headquarters of government parastatals, everybody they there. Why be say you know they special? Why is it that they are not accorded special privileges according by the rogue judgment of Haruna Samani? But anyway, while we are still on this cabinet and Abuja issue. Make we even look at it. Get one what we say is the trend now. One minister for I think women affairs be now waiting because no we be women where they here. No na bring that into my attention. Say you get one woman where they bring intimidation, victimization, sexual whatever, nine full. Well, I see say that's something they trend everywhere, and you get tape where we say I can't wonder waiting they really they go on. David Dunde in Twitter, Okutep at Twitter, but maybe we even start that story from waiting how Okutep are son, how intake Siam and how intake position that very particular thing for in tweets where you show Nigerians. Make we even read them out. Make we hear them from your own side, Princess.
I'm just wondering why Nigerians are just always unlucky with some public officials. Just few days ago, Uju Kennedy Ohaneye, Minister of Women Affairs of Nigeria, was caught on viral voice messages threatening some girls not to appear before panel. She exhibited crude arrogance. She exhibited such crude and audacity of arrogance in that viral audio that she was a minister. And more powerful than the VC of Unical. I worked for Nigerians. I had thought that viral audio threats to girls who were victims of sexual harassment did not emanate from Minister Uju. I just read that Minister Uju has apologized. She has apologized for her gross misconduct. What kind of apology is that? What she did was direct interference with investigations into the sexual harassment scandal in the Faculty of Law, University of Calabar. In a sane claim, she must resign or fired.
Yes, and the thing continue much more. But as Jubri Okuteba San take put they say not in Nigeria. Most of these public officers are not serving Nigerians. How can Minister for Women Affairs not be angry at allegations of sexual harassment by a law lecturer or any lecturer at all? That viral audio threats showed Minister Uju is not fit to be in office. This is Jubri Samuel Okutep, our own lawyer. And the way he take put make we even hear small audio from this girl where they allege this sexual and waiting the minister talk. That's intimidation where then they talk here. Make we even listen to her. But make we start small from waiting the girl talk first. The thing where we say she talk, why would the word make that one come on? Make I reach to our, because the audio it be like say Maxwell don't hear. Maxwell, you don't hear that audio and waiting they go on as our this thing the production team they try to position the video make we for they carry they go, but it be like say they don't find them. It get thumbs up where they give me and say they don't see them. Let's take a listen.
So now after I finished writing my exam, like when I was about going, I felt like me and my friend, it was okay for us to say thank you. Innocently went to his office to say thank you. We met some ladies there, some also female law students there. So we told him thank you. When we were about stepping ourselves, like we should wait. So we waited and that was it. So after we finished, he just spoke to us normally and told us to come back. He kept on insisting if we wrote the examination well. I told him I wrote really well. He was like, no, are you sure? Are you sure that we should come back and check up on him? Like come to the office and check him. So the next day, I and my friend went. So when we got there, he sent my friend to go and look for somebody. Then only me now followed him to enter the office and he locked the door. So when we got there, he was like, give me a hug and stuff like that. Give me a hug. So I felt like it was innocent hug and he hugged me. It was so tight that he was more like was suffocating me. The hug was so very tight. Was pressing me to his body and he started kissing me, like kissing my neck and kissing my neck. Then after then, he told me to sit down again. Then he started kissing my head. Then he brought his lip that I should kiss him. I was like, sir, no, I cannot. So he started struggling. He noticed that somebody was at the door. He asked me to go and open the door. Luckily, my friend now came, so he now stopped. Then that was how he now collected my number and was like that he knows that we didn't write well, that he can help, that I should send my matriculation number to him. So he invited me again to his office. That's like third time. So when I got to his office, because that day my friend couldn't come,
So why did you go again?
he told me to come. He sent me a text
Okay.
me. He was the one who asked me to come.
Mm.
So when I got to his office, because my friend, we were supposed to go together, but she said she didn't have fare, like transport fare to accompany me. So when I go there, I explained to him that she said she couldn't come, that she doesn't have fare. He was like, he doesn't want her, that it was me he wanted. So when I got there, he started by saying, am I close to lecturers? I said to her, no, I'm not. Then he was like, why? Am I scared if they will refuse me? I was like, no, sir, I don't just want to be close to them. I was like, okay. He asked for my CGPA. I told him that I'm on a second class lower. So he was like, why? Now why will I be on a second class lower? That nobody cares how I get my grade. That I should just try everything possible to get the grade. That in life, everybody is paddling their canoe. Nobody cares how you get the grade. Just make sure you get it. That do I have money to sort my courses? I was like, no, sir, I don't have. Then he was like, why don't you use what you have to get what you want? I'm like, sir, how do you mean? He said he does not know. But why am I dulling? He asked me where I'm from because I'm actually from Edo State. So he was like, why are you dulling? Your mates from Edo State, they are doing things in the faculty. They are very smart. Why are you not smart? Why are you so dumb? Why are you doing all of this? You think he now told me that the world does not favor the second class lower. The world only favors the second class upper. That I should make sure I do everything possible to be on the second class upper. Like I should make friends with lecturers and stuff like that. Asked if I was a virgin, I told him no, ma. So he was like, okay. Then when I was about to go, that was when he now told me that I should send in the matriculation number on WhatsApp. I sent it to him on WhatsApp. Then when I was about to go, he was like, come and give me a hug again. When I gave him the hug, he started holding me and touching me and started to kiss me again, kissing my neck. He brought his lip to kiss mine. I was like, so no, sir, I cannot kiss you. He started struggling. Then after then, he now turned me and held me so tight again. He was like, make sure you come and visit me anytime you are coming. Anytime I come back. Because that time we were done with exam. So people are not in faculty. So it was like when school resumed, I should always make sure I come around to visit. And I told him, okay, sir, and I left the office. So ever since then, I was really very traumatized because I felt really bad that this one, my dean is already making sexual advances. If I say no, what will happen to me? What will mission and stuff like that? So I was really, that point in my life was like the most trying period of my life because he's a senior lecturer in the faculty.
Okay. So that means there was no sex.
No, ma, there was no sex.
There was no sex.
Yes, ma.
And there was no rape.
No, there was no rape.
Okay. And the first day you said he called you and your friend left, started holding you, he asked you to go again. Why didn't you get something to record all these things? Is there any kind of text message he sent to you that can nail him from his phone of evidence?
The only evidence I have is the one he said, see me, and send a matriculation number that was going to help me.
And you sent your, so the only evidence you have is that he texted you, see me.
Yes, he texted me.
But any lecturer can ask you to see him. You said you had an problem that when you went to take exam, because of health challenges, you went late. And when you got there, the examination papers were finished.
Yes, ma'am.
That was what he said.
Yes.
And that he was the one that ran around to make sure he gets your admission paper to write.
Yes, ma'am.
Your exam papers to write. And he later called you to make sure you wrote the exam.
He instructed.
No.
Okay.
He said what?
No, he told the people in the examination that we should make sure that we write our exam. Then it was after the examination had been concluded, he collected my number and he started asking me to see him.
Okay, how many times did he send you to see him?
Okay, the first time it was
the one from the test.
Okay, just once.
Only once.
Yes, sir.
And that was during that exam time.
After the exam time, then
after the exam.
On holiday.
Okay, and you said when you saw him, he asked you that you wanted to be sure you took the exam.
Yes.
That was what you said, right?
Yes.
Now, Soteria, right?
Yes, ma'am, Soteria.
I'm investigating this case because I don't want anybody using either you or that's any party, both the man or the VC, to use you people in the middle of this. This man has gone to court because he's proving that he's innocent. He did not harass you people sexually. He did not have sex with you people. He did not rape you people. So, but a black card was carried for him, which is no, it will be, you're a law student, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Which you know it will be a punishable crime if no evidence is there. Is ready to prove, to prove it. And so I want to, so I want to, that's why I'm coming in as a mother to sort this issue out. So fortunately, you've just proven you were not raped, you were not, he didn't have sex with you, both orally, and that the only evidence you have is that he sent you a text and said, come. But before you said about that, you said to me again that he struggles to make sure you get your exam paper to write because the school said the exam papers were finished.
Yes, ma'am.
And he asked you when he saw you, did you write well? I hope you later wrote the exam. You said that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now that the minister has come into this, deal with me alone, so let nobody use you. Both the man and the woman, let nobody use you. Because you're a growing child and you have a future to protect. Are you understanding my point?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't want this situation, you will do something that you won't be able to live with in future.
Okay.
I don't want that. Because you're like a daughter to me. Do you get me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I will still call you again. But my discussion with you, I recorded it as part of evidence in this case. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
But I will not use it against you. Because you're my daughter. I have to, what I'm out is to protect you. Protect your innocence. And help you as much as I can. I can never do anything that will jeopardize you, your future, or your happiness.
Okay, ma'am.
You trust me. Hello?
Yes, ma'am. I'm with you.
Do you trust me?
Yes, ma'am. I trust you.
Okay, darling, love you, yeah?
Oh, ma, you say your name is what? Sorry, I didn't get.
Kennedy, go to it, search, no, no, thank you. My name is Uju Kennedy Ohane. I'm the Minister for Women Affairs.
Okay, ma'am.
If you save my number,
Okay.
you, if you save my number, you go to WhatsApp and see my picture.
Okay,
Then
ma'am.
you search me on internet, you read about me.
Okay.
Then you send me text because I want to work with you to put a stop to some of the things that are going on. Some of them are because some people have interest for others to go, for them to have a better chance. And they will now want to use people to get that done. I don't want you to be one of the people they use.
Okay, ma'am.
Hello, Patricia.
Hello.
Patricia, can you hear me?
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Okay, this is the Honorable Minister.
Who?
This is the Honorable Minister. I called you the other day. Concerning the issue. So why didn't you save my number, Pat? Hello?
No,
Pat, why didn't you save my number?
I forgot.
You forgot to save it. Okay, save it. Hmm?
Okay, I'll save it now, ma.
No, listen, Pat. Both you and your other students relate to them that this particular case has gone very, very far. Let nobody go and give any false evidence to support anybody, because in the case now we're beginning to see that there is lot of manipulation and you children. So please, if you know other students, you will tell. Let them know, because all I discuss with you people, I saved the discussion. Do you understand? And I'm promising you, I won't play it out in the open. Why I did that, in case somebody goes to convince you to have evidence of what I discussed with you. Are you understanding my point?
Yes, ma.
So if you know girls that are getting involved, because your school is not saying they are not carrying out sexual investigation anymore, because I've gotten the truth out of the other girls, but what they are now carrying out is academic fraud, which wasn't the first thing they scandalized the man with. So I want you to be very careful. Don't let anybody use you in something you get punished by God. Because you're still a young girl, you have a long way to go. So if you know other girls, they may be calling for the academic front, talk to them to stand on the truth. Because I am out to follow this investigation to the letter. I don't want you people maltreated. I don't want the man maltreated. I want justice to be done.
Okay, ma. Thank you, ma.
You understand?
Yes, ma.
But I'm promising you, nobody will mess up with you, yeah?
Yes, ma. Thank you, ma.
Save my number so that all of these days you come and see me. If there's any way I can give up assistance to you, I will do that.
Okay, ma. I'll do that now.
Okay, so call, if you know all the people this DC is calling, let them know they must stand by the truth, because whatever they say there, those people are dubbing it. And if it is not the truth, I know how to get the truth from them. So if they know they have nothing against the man, they are better judge going for that mistake. But if they have something against the man with evidence, they should go there. You understand?
Yeah.
But by recording those things, and if it is a lie and we found out, that person will definitely go to jail. For false accusation.
Okay.
It's a jailable offense.
All right, ma. I understand, ma. Thank you, ma.
Okay, my darling. Okay, my darling.
Fine, good afternoon, ma.
At least you saved my number, so soon you will come and visit me, right?
Okay, if my VC approves.
What do you mean by if your VC approves?
I don't know now. Okay, ma, I'll come and visit.
Satya, I want you to understand something, eh?
Yes, ma.
The day I spoke to you, I told you I recorded it.
Yes, ma.
If your VC makes you go and lie against somebody, you will go to jail. Trust me, I personally will put you in jail. I want you to be very careful, because your future is at stake. You can't join anybody and maltreat a fellow human being. I won't equally want you to be maltreated. Are you understanding my point?
Yes, ma.
The day I spoke with you, I recorded what we spoke, and you told me the whole truth. If your VC, because I've contacted your VC, I don't know what her plans are. I don't want to quote anybody. I don't really want to condemn anybody or judge anybody. But I want you to be very careful, because this thing is going to brew fire. It's going to brew fire. So be very, very. If I were you, as you've already said to me, nobody raped you, nobody did sexual harassment, keep off from this case. If I were you, because if she makes you go there, she's recording whatever you people are saying in that panel. And if she records you and I bring my own, you got contradicted, and this man has gone to court, my ministry will join them and make sure you go to jail, so that you'll be an example to others. So I want you to be very, very careful. This is why telling me, if your VC permits you, there's nothing she can do for you. She's not the one paying your school fees. So save your future by standing on the truth at all times. So that if... Do I make myself clear?
Yes, ma.
Good. Save my number. When you have time to visit me, I will find a way to empower you people so that your lives will be easier for you. But keep away from things that will... I am a minister. I'm above my position. You know that.
Yes, ma.
So don't go and do anything that will put you into a very big trouble, that will scandalize you in the whole world. Because this matter has gone far and beyond. Now, I won't play what you people said to me, except you people try to deny. That's when I play it. I have to conceal it as something you told me in confidence. But I'm warning you to keep off from lying against anybody. Am I clear?
Yes, ma.
Thank you, dear.
plenty drama for Tinubu's cabinet. But anyway, when I don't hear am, when I get on a comment, when I go for comment section, what do I think? This pandemic of sexual assault, victimization, and intimidation wey follow am. But now that intimidation part, that threat wey the minister do, now that very one me I know like. I know say I get women for studio and they get contrary opinion to this my own. But before I come back to now for studio, make I quickly go to my own fellow man wey be saying, now you see Maxwell wey there for Zoom. Maxwell, wetin you think about this very my own na this intimidation threat wey this woman do? Na him be the one wey pay me because me I no see sexual assault for say somebody press somebody or kiss neck and all that one. What do you think?
Okay, thank you very much. You see, I think it dey happen for wetin be the name of the abeg remind me. University of Calabar, Southern Nigeria. You see, some of the things I would like to say here is the provisions of the law. Now, by law, even in a person, in fact, I want you to listen to me carefully. By virtue of the violence against persons, which was passed, I think, was it 2015 or 2017? I think even kissing a person, using your tongue to without the person's prior consent. You can go and look it up. You can go and look at the provisions of the Violence Against Persons Act. Look at Section Against Persons Prohibition Act, VAPA. The fault of a person's private organ or whatever organ, both male and female. And by that law, even a man can be raped in so even where a man forcefully carries out of a lady or uses his own mouth without her consent, and especially wasn't comfortable with it, sexual assault, and it could be rape. This Prohibition Act has not been accepted all over the Federal Republic of Nigeria because it is have the liberty to either domesticate it or not. But I think Calabar, that is they've also domesticated that law. So we'll see what is going to. I've already established that even by our criminal code applicable to Southern Nigeria, which is where Calabar falls into, it is also sexual assault. But the issue of rape is Prohibition Act. So that has been established.
What about
yes.
Not to cut you off short, but what about the intimidation I was talking about coming from the minister? Is the threat that
yes, I'm coming to that.
Minister that is okay.
I'll do that. Now that is on one hand. On one person's testimony, that is what I'm saying. We've not had the man's side of his own in court, and by the principles of fair hearing, all the parties, must look at is the conversation between the person who is a student of the university, for that matter. So there's something I would like to, what is known as undue influence in law is where, as a result of your status in the society you hold, as a result of a person feels intimidated, that a person naturally or she would naturally want to do, it is referred to as an undue influence in law. You understand me? So, by the woman continued to establish in that video that the minister, I am all and all, I am higher. That is statement that the office of the minister is higher than, is on a different pedestal. They are not in the same of women affairs, not even a minister of education, which is majorly concerned more than that. So when you look at it, the woman's status in the conversations we had, the girls have that of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, or threatening to imprison her for life, or maybe not for life. So it shows you that there is the presence of an undue influence with you to a certain extent. When I started listening to that video, I was like, there's not so much, there's nothing really wrong. So when you listen to what that they are saying the truth, and that if they know they are not going to say the truth, that they should not say lie or try to allow. These are very serious, but I think that the entirety of what could have been a to say at the later part of subsequent conversations which she began to have with the woman, I don't know if it is deliberately, refused to accept the presence of a sexual act. If you listen to it carefully, you see that she tried to establish the fact that there was no sexual intercourse, there was no sleeping between each other, because you know in law you prove penetration for you to prove rape. Now she just painted the picture that there was not even any sexual assault whatsoever, and I beg to disagree. That is an undoing. That a young girl, like I said, you're proven by the court of law, that a young girl would come to you, would confide in you, and tell you that forcing her, kissing her neck, caressing her, hugging her tight to the body, and you would conclude that. So this is the, she has, I think that is where she had a lot of lapses in that video. You and the text, our colleagues and all of that, trying to dissuade into health story is if all is legitimate, that might face the wrath of the law. But you know, when it comes to young people like this, the female gender, a lot of people's eyebrows begin to stand up and all of that. But we need to dig this. But we have had this. Not only one person is testifying against this man. And trust me, Mr. Kanu, you know this now. This is what happened in our various institutions. A lot of people came to me to complain. I was a fellow student like them. You understand? I was even, it was a case of the and the ladies have bodies to pass courses. So this is the problem. Something that they tell you. My lecturer said something one day which I have refused to forget. He said that the relationship the stone and an egg is like a concrete stone and an egg, and that the lecturer is the stone egg, that even if it is the egg that falls on the stone remains and the egg will be broken. Now, even if it is the stone that falls on the egg, the egg made. When he said that thing while standing there, don't forget, some years ago, he passed the message across that no matter what you do, excuse me, as a student, you are at a disadvantage. It means that no matter what happens, you can never get justice as a student. But the reality is that that is the relationship between a student and a lecturer should be that of a stone and a stone. The student pays money to learn, to gain knowledge, and leave the institution to teach the student, to make sure that the student learns, and leave the institution. So nothing more than that. So they need to really, in my honest opinion, this minister should be probed for these reasons. We had a lot of things coming out of there, and the thing she told the general, which she was even telling the girl to pass the message across to her mate. These are not the kind of people who want to see holding the seat of a minister of women affairs. This is not a woman who is concerned about it. Those are my 2 cents on the conversation.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Explanate, give us. I like them like that. As I take reason am myself, the way you reason am too. Now, because of say that threat and intimidation where the woman carry enter. Na in me I look at, but if you look at from the other side where the girl they talk her thing, I know things say plenty things really happen. But for the sake of say plenty other girls, I be ladies, I be students from the same university, none they talk about this man himself. I don't know whether a sharpshooter him be, I be how many girls in one deal with for the school. Anyway. Make I no carry matter enter, because why they even chook mouth for inside this thing na because of say this man then talk say then call him for panel when they set up, say they invite them different
4
times.
You know,
and the thing when they best you ladies for here on the talk say no matter say on go school reach and all the things on see the harassment and everything. But make on know say some after the harassment, some they stay they marry the lecturer and all that. Angel, what do you the say your mother do mumu?
The issue be say they call the man no answer 4 times. That one arrogance.
Yeah.
You suppose answer them. At least get authority. Go answer them, clear yourself. Say, no, this allegation no be true. At least show your innocence. No be say you go they show arrogance, say you no go answer them. Why you no go answer them first, second, third, fourth? Why not?
Okay.
And no be saying na one person they complain. Now so many girls, which means in they do them and in get wife for us.
Okay. Get wife for house we no, but princess they here you talk say what version na this minister how she take the threatening say it be like say you no like the threats.
Yes. The way she was talking as if it is no rape gone that you don't have the right to voice out what is going on, because the girl is obviously coming from the part of this was a sexual harassment. The man came at me, maybe trying to kiss me or something when I didn't want to, or it's not what it's supposed to. But she's coming at but the thing not lead to rape now, or the thing not lead to sex. So why are you shouting? Is she trying to imply that it's okay for a lecturer or a dean to just come at a student and want to, have physicality without consent? Do you understand? That is where it's vexing me. And she's now coming with she's a minister. She's a minister, so that means you understand.
That she can override his VC.
Exactly. I'm a minister of this thing, so you should know that I have more power than your VC. Do you understand?
So instead of she mediating on the matter,
exactly.
Yes.
Because at first when she started talking, I thought she was just being sincere and not partisan. But later on, you go see that you go to hear that intimidation, that manipulation, and she come they ask the girl so certain things. For her own part, what she's supposed to do now to investigate this matter, call the other girls together, make them know, because sexual harassment not be only rape and penetration. It's just like saying penetration is not rape. Unconsensual touching of body and kissing is sexual assault. Yes, it is a sexual assault.
Anyway, Maxwell don't talk that very well. So my people, when I get on our own time to get that very comment section there. Yeah, Maxwell.
add this thing, be say, I don't know if you still dey hear me, just to dey sure.
Yeah, they hear you. They hear you.
They on talk this one because of say I go read for comment section, and you get person there wait us before in come out Congo, Canada for where na lawyer in be for there. So and law, but when I Nigerian laws where they operating currently for Nigeria. So go read them verbatim so that people go here. I don't know whether we dey behind time, so that I go dey very, very fast.
Go ahead quickly.
Okay. Now, the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act is a law that was passed in 2015 to eliminate violence in private and public life, to prohibit all forms of violence against persons, and to provide an effective remedies for victims and punishment of offenders and for related matters. For the very first section of this particular, the section define what they call rape, and I want more to listen. So subsection 1, a person commits the offense of he or even man, they feel commit rape against man. A person commits the offense of rape, intentionally penetrates, listen, the vagina, the anus, or mouth of another other part of his or her body or anything else. So how many things they mentioned there will get opening? Look places where they sensual, where get opening for person body, which is the vagina, the anus, and the mouth. And he said if you penetrate this thing of your own body or any other thing, even if you use external thing, we know the mouth, it is rape by virtue of this law. Another ground is to the penetration, or the consent is obtained by force or means of threats or intimidation of any kind, or by fear of harm, or by means of false or fraudulent misrepresentation, and all of that. So you go see say here, he covered that in what I've been tell you, intimidation through on. Remember say that girl thought say she been the fear, say this one way her dean don't they pursue her. May not be say she will come fail exam. Now one of the reasons why they make this law, and I be asked the question whether this law they don't domesticate them for Cross River State, will be Calabar, Unical. And yes, they don't domesticate this law. Law for Cross River for 31st of December 2021, which is going to 2 years now. So if what the girl claims is true, the man can be punished for rape by virtue of this law. And you may want to know what is the punishment for it. From 14 years imprisonment, 12 years imprisonment, even life imprisonment, 20 years imprisonment, or follow with option of fine. You understand? So that not be just to just begin the comment. When we they talk like this, e get laws where they operate for Nigeria. If you don't know, say these laws they exist. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Maxwell, for this explanation. Where we say you give us, they good say you in thought. Come give us this very explanation. Our people will be saying they will make on like and share, make other people hear Maxwell concern and the way we take analyze this thing. Make on share, make other obedience, get notification, make them for no say Tinubu Bola A. Or Adekunle, whether now for US, he dey now. People will be saying them dey for New York. When I talk say he dey wet, whether he dey rain for that side, but what you that they send us message say he dey very wet. If una no say he dey wet, make una for carry that wetness, make una find on a road go the side where Bola Tinubu dey. Make una for go ask some questions. Where we say concern this election as we approach Supreme Court. So make una like and show, make other obedience for no, and get notifications say between now and 2 days time, Bola Tinubu go dey still there for US, and then get time to ask questions concerning the issue of Chicago State University where still they come up and other things as in the there. We will continue to bring the thing as they come. With time, we know say our time don't long give us signal make we for carry our kaya come off for studio. But because we see say this voice note from this girl and the sexual pandemic thing and everything where they follow am, can carry our time enter. But anyhow, Sha, we go round up now as I go carry my give Angel make sure for tell ona how they take greet ona before we come carry kaya come off for studio.
My well-meaning Nigerians, my lovely and obedient worldwide. Thank you so much, Maxwell. We appreciate you. God bless you for coming out every day for this coashate where you do. We thank you. Pio is the man that defeated the sitting president in Asorok polling unit. He won FCT polling unit too. INEC failed. Nigerians woefully. They failed. Yes, they failed. They selected president come hip on us. But no problem. We dey wait for Supreme Court. Make we see how they go do am. Whether they go redeem their image, abi they go rob am for mud as a tribunal don't do their own. We appreciate you. We love you. We thank you for being with us. Like, share, and subscribe. Thumbs up. Do the evangelism. Make all the obedience they hear waiting they happen. Say Tinubu Day New York. Make una go tell and welcome. Make una go ask am why he never sack Yakub Mahmoud. Make una go ask am waiting happen. Why he still live and there? Make him conduct another election. Come give us another false result. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We love you. But God loves you more. Bye for now.